Welcome back! Alright guys, welcome back to episode 5. I'm so excited to be here. As you can see, we have a great guest. Introduce yourself. Okay, so this is...
I'm Rachel.
And this is...
Alyssa.
This is Rachel and Alyssa, guys. So these are my girlfriends. I'm so excited they're on this episode. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, first cheers. Because episode 5, I've been doing a lot of my episodes by myself, so we have to do
Well, we got a trio.
Yeah, this is long overdue actually too. We've been planning to do this for a really long time. So basically this episode we're going to be talking about boundaries and just breaking generational curses. That's what I really wanted to start off with. So let's start with Rachel. Okay, so Rachel, please tell the viewers, are you single? Are you dating? Are you in a situationship? What is your status right now?
I am 100% single, and I've been trying to work on celibacy. I've had a couple of fuck-ups along the way, but we're still here.
You started working on celibacy, that's amazing, and you're 100% single. So you're not dealing with anyone, there's no one texting you, there's no one on your phone, we got no DMs, we got no nothing.
I mean, my phone's, granted I don't entertain, I hate entertaining, I hate small talk, but single's been the way for almost 3 years now, so.
Single but not ready to mingle.
So we want to.
I'm actually not even ready to start dating. So
okay, that's it. So we want to remain single.
Remain single for now. For now.
I didn't know that. I haven't asked you that actually in a long time.
I lived with her and I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm I actually haven't asked her that. We haven't talked about guys in a long time.
I just don't feel like I'm ready to really put myself out there in the dating world.
Because you feel like you're not ready. Because you want to work on you right now.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know where I want to go in a lot of aspects of my life, and if I don't know where I want to go in that, why am I going to spend time on a man that might not do anything for me? And we're in Miami. You think the dating pool is
no, it's not.
Good
it's
up here
not.
it's not.
It is not good. It is actually not good. And I agree. If you're not stable in other aspects of your life, then how could you be stable in a relationship, building something, because you're still trying to find yourself, which is totally understandable. How old are you, by the way, Rachel? Please tell the viewers.
I'm 28.
Okay, Rachel's 28. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go on to Alyssa now. Alyssa, are you? I know, right? She's are you single? Are you dating? Are you in a situationship? What is the status right now? You got a guy, we already know this question, so I'm waiting to see how she's gonna answer it.
Are you gonna get me caught up on this podcast?
No, please. We're gonna get her caught up on the podcast, she said. I hope we do. I hope you slip up.
It's I can't even call it a situationship, but it's not really complicated because I'm not.
You're not putting a label on it? You don't even know what it is yet?
We're not committed to each other. I'm not committed to anyone.
But are you dating
It's
it?
not official.
Are you dating her? Are you dating anyone?
It's not even close to being official. We're vibing. We're just
See where it goes.
So you're just single,
testing the waters.
But there's history with it, so that's what makes it a little bit complicated. But then you got, shit stirred up from the past that kind of.
Okay, so this is a past lover. We're
I would go as far as say it was a lover, but
are you in love with this person?
There's definitely history there, and it got really complicated. Am I in love with him? No. Do I want to be? Yeah.
Oh my god. This is a potential partner that could be your boyfriend.
Yeah, no, this is actually somebody that I would really take seriously and not.
She's gonna have a baby, guys.
Oh my god, stop, no.
We're calling it. We're manifesting this.
I gotta give myself at least another 5 years. I'm only 25. So maybe another
You're
5.
You're my age.
Then I'll push somebody's little baby out.
I'm ready to have a baby tomorrow.
Oh my god,
I say that every day. Rachel's honestly, I like that thing. Rachel is going the right way. You're doing it the right way. You said going the right way, going down the right path. Okay, so and guys, by the way, I'm single. I don't have anyone.
Yeah, what about you, Samara?
I don't. I'm the interviewer. This is my podcast. But I want to share that a little bit about me. I'm single and I don't have any situationships. I'm kind of like you. I need to first get my career in check. I need to have that. And once I have that, then I can start looking. But I feel like people want to know your guys' views. People want to know what you think. And I want to know too. So, but let's start with Alyssa now because she's already in this right now. So let's talk about boundaries. Like, do you have boundaries with this person right now? Since he is a past lover, like, how do you know when it's time to start establishing boundaries with a significant other? Are you the type of person that you establish in the beginning, you let that person know from up front? Are you the type of person you establish it by experience because you're getting to know a person when you date them? You don't know.
I would say it's a combination of a little bit of everything. I mean, there's definitely things that I would want to establish in the beginning and be like, I'm straight up not going for that shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't off the rip, start telling people what they can and can't do. Like, there's things that you have to learn, like, grow and like learn about each other before you establish certain parts of the relationship or like situationship, whatever you want to call it. But I would say after that, like, initial like experimental phase where you're kind of like talking, not even necessarily dating, but once you start, I guess, committing yourself more to each other and like it becomes a little bit more exclusive, even if it's not full on like I'm your boyfriend, you're my girlfriend type thing, I think that's when it gets to the point where it's not only that it needs to happen, you can kind of feel like the shift and the energy of like, okay,
yeah,
we should probably have this conversation.
We should probably, yes. I agree with that too.
You don't need them girls calling your phone. You don't want, nobody from my past coming back up. You don't want me hanging out like 3 o'clock in the morning in the DJ booth no more. Like,
oh my God, there's you don't want me to be like this Taylor's story now.
Like, are you still messing around with that girl from, a couple months ago? Like, that's stuff that needs to be cleared up. Like, no, we're not dating other people. We're not flirting with other people. Like, so we're working on us.
As time goes by, you're the type to start talking about it, bring up the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm crazy. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm not gonna pull it all out. Right? I gotta keep you on your toes.
Exactly. So you're not the perfect person. Like, you don't check everything in the beginning. Like, you gotta. Yeah. I feel like again, what you said, like, definitely spot on. Like, you can't be telling people what to do when you just meet them. Like,
that shit pisses me off.
That makes me upset as well. Like, we gotta get to know each other, and then. I feel like, again, I said this in my podcast when you like let someone act how they want to act, they're gonna show you how they want to act.
I think that's very important. Sure.
No, 100%. Like, you let them do them, they're gonna show you how they really feel and like act and really act and like you could just exactly. You could just take everything from there. So tell me, how do you feel about that too? But going into that question, though, we gotta like side note that question because you actually already like hit one of my questions I was gonna say later, but. Rachel, are you the type of girl that you need a lot of space? You need like a lot of space from your significant other? Are you the type of girl that you want to go out with him all the time? Are you comfortable with your man going out to the club without you?
I mean,
let's be honest here. You're in a relationship, or is that like a comfortability thing for you? Like, are you cool with your man going to clubs without you? Like, are you cool with your man having boys or like what is that situation?
I mean, I haven't had a man like in almost 3 years, so like I don't really. I've grown so much in the last 3 years, so like I also don't think how I was in my past relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call them. Like, I don't think I'm the same person as I was back then. So yeah, my next one is 100% going to be different than anything that has happened to me in the past. Like, because I know. What I don't want, I don't necessarily know 100% what I do want because I'm not 100% there with myself yet. Okay. But once I do find that out and I do like look for somebody to be my husband one day, like there's definitely like things that we're gonna have to do that like leads up to,
of course,
an actual relationship before
100%. No, so you're just like I can like agree with that with you too. I feel like. You're just like really, really, actually, I know going with the flow is such a cliche thing to say because every freaking person says that. I'm just going with the flow. But you really are because you don't even know. There's truth to it because you really don't know yet what you want to do. But you know you don't want to do what you did back then.
No.
You know you want to do something different than that. Mm-hmm. For sure.
I'm not going to learn.
You're not going to learn.
If I keep doing the same thing, I'm not going to learn from anything that's happened to me in the past.
That's the definition of insanity, doing the same shit over again and not...
expecting different.
So if we keep doing that at this age, and like you said, I'm like 25, you're 20, I'm like, okay.
You get tired of it after a while. You don't want to deal with it.
No, yeah, and it's like...
break that toxic cycle.
Yes, breaking.
We know plenty about that.
No, breaking. Yeah,
it's like
generational curses. For sure. So, are you comfortable with your man going out?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I didn't even answer that question. I'm like completely off.
But you don't. But no, you said you haven't had a man, so you've been single, true. And you don't want to do the same thing you did. So you don't know how you're gonna feel until that man comes along and does that and goes out.
True.
You know, you have to experience that, which is true. Like, I feel like I used to be like freaking upset with my ex doing that because he made me feel when I went out that he was upset. So it was just like, it was very manipulative, you know? It was very just like
gaslighting.
Yeah, gaslighting. Like, he's upset that I'm going out, so I have to be upset when he goes out too because, you know, well, he did it to me, so I gotta do it to him. And it was very like not healthy at all. And if we trust each other and we're in a committed relationship, we should be able to go out without each other because we need to have our own
as
lives.
long as there's nothing shady going on and like you know like you don't go.
But you don't know that.
I don't want to be with somebody.
Exactly.
I'm not going to sit there and monitor your every move and be like, oh, you had a boys' night out without telling me. Like, that's fine. Like,
exactly.
I'll see you when you get home. Mm-hmm. And now I catch you doing some crazy shit.
That's a different story.
I agree with that though. So you're cool with your man going out. And you're the type of partner you want space from your man. You're able to go out alone, and he don't gotta come.
I didn't say I want space. Like,
but like, do you need to go out with your partner, or like you're cool with like just?
No, I don't need to. Like sometimes I might just I don't feel like getting ready. I don't want to be out. Or like sometimes you gotta let the boys do the boys. Like
I agree, man.
I want to be there all the time, and then you're the girlfriend where the boys are like, here she goes. You know, I don't want it to be like that. And I want my person to feel comfortable and like know that I'm not gonna be at home like, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead and go out. Like, like go have a good time. I'll be here when you get home.
Well,
I'm not gonna be angry.
No, exactly. This is literally getting what we're talking about, setting boundaries. Again, by experience and like dating someone, you find that out. You knows what pushes their button. Yeah. But again, a lot of men don't express how they feel. I feel like you don't really know, like, because you're gonna continue doing you going out, and then obviously we need to have that conversation. But like, wonder if you do have that conversation, they're like, well, I don't really like you going out, and it's like, why didn't you tell me that from the like? Why didn't you say something? You didn't feel good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So all those times now you went out, you were like, this guy was really upset the whole time. It's
like getting a man while you're doing bottle service and they get mad that you're going to work to do bottle service. Exactly. You're like, I was doing this.
Exactly. When you start dating a guy and he's cool with what you're doing and where you're working, and then all of a sudden, like 2 months, he's like, I don't want you doing that. It's like, this is how you met me. Why wouldn't I do what I'm doing, you know?
Toxic.
That's like
red flag.
That's red flag, right? That's red flag. And we don't stick around to like wait and see what's gonna happen, because like we really think, I feel like us women really think, I talked about this in my last episode, we really feel like we can change men like all the time.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really never gonna happen. So why are you making happen? I was like, yeah, they only change when they want to change, and we can never change anyone. Someone has to really, like I said, look in the mirror and realize, you know, my ways are not working. What do I need to do to make myself better? I need to fucking change, and it's really not gonna be us. And yeah, those guys out there that say like they have a bottle girl, like you said, as a girlfriend, or a girl that works at a club or a bar. This is Miami, people.
Just in the industry.
And in the industry in general, you know, as a waitress, a waiter, anything. This is Miami. This is how people get money. Like, for you to really tell people how they're gonna live their lives before you came into the picture, like, unless you're doing something for them that they don't have to worry about anything, then you should not be suggesting anything, because y'all need to look at your bank account first, okay? we're not cool with partners like that. Next question, here we go. Let's start with Rachel now, since if someone started coming on to your partner, in which way would you handle it? Would you want your partner to do something, or would you be the person to do something? What would you do?
Personally, I would want my partner to respect me enough to say, like, relax, like, I like, what are you doing, you know, like, I don't need nobody to be mean, like, you know, like, don't need to be, like, a asshole to somebody, but, like, you gotta be sure,
yeah, you don't need to be, like, a tough guy, yeah,
like, just be like, you know, like, this ain't that, like,
this ain't that,
you know what I mean, like, so, I would want him to handle it, and then, like, you know, don't want to make a big scene out in public. I hate, like, you know, when somebody brings me out of character in public. Like,
100%.
One of the worst feelings after the fact, like, to actually sit there and be like, damn, like, you really took me to a different place where I don't even like to be like that in private, but you took me that way out in public.
Yeah, 100%. No.
But it's definitely a conversation that would be had after we leave. Like, on the way home, like, you know, like, oh, you know, like, that situation happened, like, it really bothered me, like, thank you for handling it the way you did, or what the fuck were you thinking? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could go either way, you know what I'm saying? But, like, when I do eventually get a man or feel comfortable with somebody, like, I hope they would respect me enough to take the route to actually
handle it themselves.
respect me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We shouldn't have to do anything actually. Like you're not loyal to that person. They don't have to be loyal to you, but your significant other is loyal to you at the end of the day.
Of course.
So he should like handle that 100%. Do you feel the same way?
The only time I'm gonna step in and say something is if my man says something and Shorty's just not listening. And
if you like, I'm gonna have to follow up.
Be like, yo, what's good? Like, what's going on here?
It really be those shorties in the club that are like, oh, what did you say? I'm not getting. Like, still want to try it. It's like, oh, what are you?
I know you didn't get the shit twisted. Like, it's not that hard to understand.
I know he's speaking English.
I know you see the look on my face.
Yeah, and I know he's speaking English. So if you want me to speak Spanish, you can do that too.
You know it's bad when he starts backing up.
And looks to the side of you like,
man, I don't know what's going on.
You see my crazy ass.
It definitely has to be handled by a significant other. It should never be handled by us because they want the same respect back. And that right there is setting that boundary. Knowing you're going out with someone, knowing you're feeling comfortable you're going out with someone, knowing where they draw the line. Like, again, that shouldn't even be talked about though. That should be just like
understood.
That's understood. You're in a relationship. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know? And I get it. Things happen. Like, girls really do come on to people and they really don't know if this person has a girl, a man, they don't know. Like, but it's your job, and vice versa. We should be out and we should let it know. And again, it shouldn't be like in a rude way, but like, look, respectfully, I'm with someone, but I appreciate and flatter. Thank you. Like, it should
like,
be
don't make me look stupid. That's all I ask.
No, that's all. Don't make
Some
me
people
look.
give too much of an explanation. They get too chatty. Like, you don't need to.
You got a girl? Oh, where's she from? Is she here? Like, okay, I'll ask you y'all. So
I'm right here.
I got a girl.
Ask me if you want.
Oh, how long y'all been together? You don't gotta worry about that. Like, I got a girl, okay? And do you think that goes for situationships too, or it just only goes for like committed relationships, or if you're dating someone, that should be a given too? That's a hard one. And I don't want to hear no because it's really hard. Because if you know you like that person, you would not want them talking to someone.
The extent, like how far it goes inside, like in your private time, like depends on like, you know, how your situationship is going, like how you guys interact with each other.
Yeah,
like if something that's held up on one side needs to be held up on the other side as well. If you're gonna act a certain way, okay, it needs to be reciprocated.
100%. It needs to be reciprocated. Yeah, that has to be established. I feel like communication is just so off between men and women nowadays. Women are not used to guys expressing their feelings, and then just guys are not used to expressing their feelings because it's just society. So like no one knows like what is what. Like everything is miscommunicated, and then it becomes just. I feel like it becomes toxic so quick because everything is miscommunicated, and we're also like in Miami. Like I just feel like. I mean, anywhere can be toxic, but there's definitely
anywhere, baby girl.
There's definitely like more.
Promise you that.
There's like more pressures for sure here. There's more temptation here. It is definitely
a city of temptation.
No, it's a city of temptation.
Living in another major city, I can say that they're very different, but they're very similar in the sense of like temptation and.
So I think it's
the dating world, like how chaotic it can get.
Yes.
I would say that they're very similar.
Mm-hmm. So you think dating here is definitely hard?
Oh, for sure. 100%. You're in a large pool, but.
And a lot of it's tourists too.
It's crazy.
Like you gonna get like you gonna meet somebody in a club like they from halfway across the country. Like what am I supposed to do with that?
And it's always you be meeting the people that you like the most in the club, and then they're like, I'm from France, and I'm like, what? Like,
we leave tomorrow.
Yeah, we leave tomorrow.
Oh, deal with across the country. You guys, you're halfway across the world here. Like,
but that's what makes it so dangerous too, because you never know what anybody's doing, especially dating somebody that works like nightlife or they're working in the industry like in general, because it could be like a one-stop shop. Shorty was here for 1-2 nights and. You'll never know anything about it.
You don't know who she going home to.
Constant, like in and out. Yeah. It's just.
That's why it's so hard too. You really never know what someone's status is. You like don't know. You really have you fooled. Just like this weekend, who I was talking about, like
it's so easy. They
like guy acting single but has a whole girlfriend. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Yeah. No, that's crazy.
And then she in your views. And
in my
I ain't even do.
In my story, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
In the hot seat, like damn.
And it's like, damn, nothing even like happened, but it's just like, you know, we were vibing, everyone was having a good
principle of
it. It's a principle.
Because then I don't want to be the girl at home thinking, oh, like he's just out having like a fun time with his guys. And I'm sitting there with these random girls.
Damn, you don't catch me still doing podcast my own podcast.
that one in there.
She had us about that shit was funny. No. Let's go a little bit deeper into relationships. So when do you think it's time, or when do you know that it's time to let go of a toxic relationship? When do you think it's time? Let's go with Alyssa for a second. You know, you set your boundaries, they're not being met, they're not being followed. And this really goes into breaking generational curses. You know, I feel like a lot of our families, you know, because they're older, they stay in things that, you know, maybe their life could have changed, they didn't want it. I know it's different for all of us with our parents, but I feel like it's personally for me. Because of my family dynamic, you know, I want to be in a relationship that like uplifts me. It's not manipulative, no gaslighting, no narcissistic traits, no narcissistic qualities, like really happily, like, okay, well, I want to be married, obviously, everyone knows that. I want to have a kid, like, I want to have a baby, like, tomorrow.
You want to have a family.
I want to have a family, and I kind of just want to, like, do everything the opposite of my parents, but that's different for a lot of people, you know. Personally, for me, like, I want to do different from my family dynamic, you know. I've, like, know now what not to do when I have a family. Going back, how do you feel, you know, when it's time to leave a toxic relationship?
I would say that was probably one of my biggest personal flaws in the past, just knowing, even I knew that it was time to go, like time to let go, but I'm one of those people that I think a lot of it had to do with me internally, the way that I viewed myself and not loving myself enough and like believing in myself enough to be like, I'm good on this, like I can walk away and be okay. I had to go through all the motions, even though I knew it was so toxic and like it took me to a place that I never thought I would actually like experience. For me to get to the point where I can say, okay, like I absolutely cannot take anymore, and that stops me from looking over my shoulder to be like, oh, well, what if, or maybe I just didn't try hard enough. Like I knew I took it to like there's nothing left.
Yeah,
you know?
no, you tried your hardest.
I rode that shit till the wheels fell off,
Yeah.
and now I can dip out peacefully.
Yeah.
If I don't do that, I've caught myself going back like, oh man, like you live with like this regret almost, and you can't stop thinking about it, and it's like you miss this like fantasy of what it was in your head, even though it wasn't really like that, you know. So
no, it wasn't real, babe. Literally.
Now, getting like being the person that I am now, like going through the things that I did, I think the way I view myself is a lot different. The way that I care about myself is a lot different, and the standards that I've set, once I realize that it's not being met, or you know, you're displaying like certain things, certain like ways about your characteristics and stuff like that. If I don't agree with it and it's not vibing with me, I'm out. Like we're not even gonna sit here and waste time and play house. I'm done. I'm good on that.
Yeah, so you're like not trying to change anyone. You're just like, if you don't have like, if someone doesn't like have the same values, like morals and just like characteristics, and like if you guys don't have like similar boundaries or that are being set in a relationship, you're just like kind of like, so one chance, and it's like you're just like a one chance and like I'm out.
It's not a one chance. Like it depends on what it is. You know, there's certain things I'm not going for. Like if you're
so there's deal breakers that you're just
screwing
like,
around in the beginning, that's
No,
immediately
100%.
like a huge red flag. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh well, you know, maybe he's not like that. Like,
Maybe
come
everyone
on now,
else is
you're not gonna
lying.
play me
Like,
for
maybe everyone else is like, no, we're not gonna do that.
listen to people.
But we are human, like we do make mistakes. I'm not perfect, so I don't expect my partner to be perfect either, but there's a limitation to the type of mistakes you can make and how many times I'm gonna go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
after a certain amount of time, we might have a conversation or two about it and you keep doing it. Like that's one thing I hate, when people say a lot of stuff but they're not backing it up with their actions. You can talk
100%.
all day, but if I'm not seeing it, then like what's the point? That's only gonna last for so long.
For
It's
so
not
long.
sustainable.
No. Yeah, actions over words any damn day. And I like, again, that's so cliche to say, but it's really freaking true. Like literally, you can say all this, but when you act a certain way and you're showing me something different, I'm like,
The older you get, the more you realize like why these things are a thing.
yeah, why these things are a thing? It's like your actions and your words
That's a
are
fact.
not like matching up. I'm so confused. And the people that really ignore that too and don't take accountability, it's like, what? That shit is weird. So what about you? How do you know when it's time to leave a toxic relationship?
I mean, honestly, with my past, I really didn't know when
it was
to
time to
leave.
leave? Okay.
And it's gotten me to some pretty dark places. That's why I think I also had made the choice within myself to not be opening myself up to people. I cherish my friendships that I have right now in my life, but I'm personally not ready to take that step to put myself out there to be in a romantic relationship with somebody else just yet.
I think that's huge though, and I think that really speaks to your level of maturity, and especially when it comes to like sharing yourself with somebody else. I think that's something to be really proud of.
I agree with that too, because you're in this like state of mind that you're just like really not trying to waste your time, but you're not trying to waste anyone else's time either.
But also, you're very accountable, not just
Exactly.
for yourself, but for other people. And it sometimes it takes, you know, I mean, just me and you with some of the things that we've dealt with. It takes some people a good minute to get to that place mentally, you know, and to really put your foot down and say no, like.
I can't be with you
because
because
living.
Exactly, and I know I'm not right now, so I can't be with you because people really will just like go around like literally damaging people when they know they're not ready to do
Just
this.
hopping from person to
person, and it really is true. Like hurt people. It really is true. Again.
A lot of people just aren't comfortable being alone. Like you would be surprised how many people, if you just put them, you know, that to send somebody on vacation by themselves, people are like. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know,
I need
have
someone.
to learn to be okay being just you. Just alone, no interaction, nothing, like to just learn yourself.
And I think that's when you're like established in that and you really have like found that in yourself, that's when you're ready to like date someone. Because I'm like still on that too. Like I'm like in that journey, but I'm still open to dating. But I know there's like a lot of work that needs to be done because again, like you can't be with someone if you are not right with yourself first. Like what are you gonna really have to offer to someone, you know?
You have to love yourself first.
Yeah, you really do have to love yourself, and I know so many people say that sometimes, but it's so true. You really do in like so many ways, not just emotionally, mentally, physically, like spiritually, like all that shit. Like we do need to love
And
ourselves.
honestly, like the people that, you know, snark at it or like laugh at it or whatever.
I know that comment is so cliche though.
Those
Yeah.
are the people that they haven't gone through that experience yet.
Exactly.
They haven't experienced the right person that like
Exactly.
you know, may have broken them down to a certain extent, or like just certain life experiences brought me to this point. But because before I'd be like, whatever, like I don't want to hear this cliche, corny stuff, like, you know.
Yeah.
You get to a certain age, and you're like, okay, it was true.
Like in reality,
Like this. Oh, so this is the work that they said I get to do. Okay, gotcha. This is growing. Okay, gotcha. No, for sure. But again, that's by experiences, and I feel like we've all been through experiences with dating and going through that. So when you go through shit like that, it's like nah, like everything changes. Like
It's really like somebody like rips the blinders off. Like you just see life through a completely different lens. Everything just kind of changes.
everything really does, and you don't want to date just anyone after that. With my ex, I rolled that shit till the wheels fell off. Like, and I knew after I was done, because I was already like checked out mentally.
Exactly. You feel that detachment.
You feel that I was already checked out mentally, intimately with him, so it was like when emotionally as well, oh my god, so emotionally I was like just not there. I was just like my body, physical body was there, but my mind was not.
like being
that
comfortable with
codependency,
it.
it's like
It's like,
that's
okay,
your
I'm
norm.
used to doing this. Like, what? Like, how am I gonna be
Exactly.
when I'm not with this person all the time?
Exactly.
Like,
That-
that's the unknown is what's scary.
That's what was scary, but I was already past that because I went through that, and then I was like, I don't even know how it's gonna be, but I just gotta like, I'm over this. I gotta go. Like,
That's when
I'm over this. And
You got a blast.
yeah, and I remember when he started noticing that, and let me tell you, I was like so over it. It was crazy, and I knew how you said when I was done. I was like, I tried everything, and I don't feel bad leaving this because
then
I
I
tried everything.
Good.
There's nothing else.
There's nothing else I could have done, and that's how you know when you're gonna move on from someone, and like you know you're over them, because when you feel that way, oh my god, you're like, oh, I did everything.
You get the ick.
You get the ick. No, you really do though.
Bad.
It's it's like really
Everything,
bad.
the
Like,
way
you
that
wake
they
up one
eat,
morning
the way
and
that
it's
they
like-
breathe, you're just
Dude, the way they like touch you, you're just like, ew. Like,
Don't do that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
The way they're acting, I'm just like, oh my god, he acts like an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
it's like corny. No, oh my god, I hope my ex doesn't watch this. He
Well-
was just corny. He was just like getting really corny to me. And let me tell you,
It's very egotistical.
yeah, I used to be in like love with this guy.
Big
But all
egos
these
are
like
very
flaws.
look and you're like, I let you touch me.
Yeah.
Ew.
What was I thinking? Literally at a moment.
And then you hear other people's stories that like have been like with the same person too, and you're just like, wow, I'm good.
I'm like really good on it. No, that is the best freaking feeling ever.
It really
It
is.
is.
Let's just close on this relationship part, and let me just ask you, and when getting into a relationship, since I know you're single, you're not ready to get in a relationship, and you're just like in a situationship, what would you say is one healthy boundary that you establish in your relationship, or that you're going to want to establish in your relationship when you do get one? what's one healthy boundary you want you and your man to follow? And
God damn it, Rachel, we fucking vapes.
what is one healthy boundary you would want you and your man to follow when getting into a relationship?
Honestly, just mostly respect each other. I want like to have an actual genuine connection and like something to actually work on and grow and eventually turn into a family one day. Because I do want a whole family. I want kids, just not right now. But if I find the right person, I am completely open to exploring that world, because I come from, like, you know, my parents are still together. My sister just had her first baby. I'm
Yeah,
a
so
new auntie. Like today, I
wait, tell the camera how long your parents have been together, by the way.
my parents got married in 1990.
Okay, so
1990, yeah,
so they've been together for almost
23 years.
23 years.
No, 33 years.
Yeah, 1990.
29 or 20.
23 plus 10, 33.
1990, going on 33 years in October.
Damn, 33 years.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, Rachel is very traditional, girl.
You know, it hasn't always been great.
No, every marriage has
definitely
ups and downs.
been like mishaps throughout the years. But to see like them be able to overcome that, like that's something I want in a partner. I want somebody to be able, you know, like to take care of me, but also I want to take care of somebody as well.
I think that's a huge part of marriage, though. I mean, people have this idea of marriage that it's just going to be like, you know, sunshine and roses. And
Yeah, it's not.
You go through your little honeymoon phase. Like, people say the hardest...
People go through real shit.
That, especially that first year after you're, like, freshly married. I'm not saying that's the hardest part, because there's, you know, there's supposed to be a lifetime to come. But they say that year is really rough, but then, you know, you spend 10, 20 years together, you're going to go through these little bumps where it's that adjustment phase. And there's a lot of people will say, like, we fall out of love and then we fell back in love with each other, and you rekindle that connection, but you never stop working on your, like,
your foundation.
Yeah, that is your partner, and you know, you said your vows. It's important to find someone that's willing to not give up on it and be like, well, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go find like a 20-year-old and call it a day. You know, to find a partner that really would like to build something with you and never give up on you as a whole.
Couple. Yeah,
I think that is huge. It's irreplaceable.
Respect is her healthy boundary that she wants. So what is your healthy boundary that you would want in your relationship with your partner?
I would have to agree with respect. I would just also, I would say respect and trust, but I think trust is also a part of respect, just kind of like a subcategory, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't want anything toxic. I never want to experience anything like that again. You know, I want something that's very real and like raw, just out in the open. Like, this is me, this is who I am, this is you. Like, we see each other for who we are, and we trust each other. Trust is such a huge thing, because once you break that, it's like you can almost never fully repair it. It's really impossible to get back.
It really is. And if you do
even
get it back,
10, 20 years later,
something might
can
creep
still
back.
It's just like the damage is done. So
the damage is, and it will always resurface, because trust is a huge thing. But I think you said your biggest thing is respect and trust. But I think definitely you're the type of person, like, your healthy boundary is communicating with someone. Like,
absolutely.
Communication, I feel like, is huge for you. Like, if someone, you want it like real raw, you want them to like understand you, like express, like, you know, their feelings, you want to express your feelings, like, you just want trust. And I think communication builds that trust with someone.
That's also what Rachel knows, like, the type of person that I am is it's apparent. Like, what you see is what you get. The way that I am, I can't hide how I feel. Like, even if I don't say it out loud, my face says it. Like, and I will say whatever's on my mind. Like, I don't care.
100%.
That's just the person that I am. So it's I don't ever feel the need to like hide anything. It's like, if you don't like it, then get the fuck out.
The door's right there.
The door is right there.
Whatever you want from me. So having that with another person would be absolutely, like, that would be amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Knight in shining armor. Where you at?
Where you
at? No
Look
toxicity.
at the Sicily. What's up?
We do have a Sicilian.
Any takers? Any takers? Please drop your comments below. I like that. I definitely both agree with you guys. Respect, communication is huge for me too. That's the one thing I also want in my next relationship. Like, I feel like I didn't have that in my last relationship, and that is like, that's the bare minimum. Okay, like, we shouldn't even be discussing what that is. Like, if you like, that should be from the jump, from the get. You know, if you don't even have that with me, I mean, like I said, I can give advice to people, but I really can't take it that much. So it's more, like, so I say that, and that's what I really want. But do I always put myself in types of situations that people are not respectful or not, don't value me the way I should be valued? Yes, like unfortunately I do. But again, like you said, it's a work in progress. I still have things to work on. We all have things to work on. So
it also doesn't help that we're in like a shortage of nice, genuine people.
Nice, genuine, people in general though. Not
our generation really stirred the pot.
Not even men.
Social media has such a big.
Social media has such a big
play into it too.
And males in this generation, I mean, everything has flipped upside down. If you look at the statistics of divorce rates, it's higher than it's ever been. Like it's truly sad to really even think about it. Like
people don't want to work. People don't want to work on their relationship. They just like feel like, okay,
let me find the next best.
Yeah, let me find the next best thing. You know, okay, whatever. Like she didn't have or he didn't have, the next one.
But then you're 60 and you've been married 5 times.
Exactly.
Like, okay, what now?
Exactly.
It's like I buy another Corvette or something. Like, I don't understand.
Is that like really the goal? Exactly to get married? Okay, that's not my fucking goal for sure. So I mean,
I would rather spend a lifetime with my partner and not get married and live the happiest life ever. Rather than get married and try and do like the white picket fence, the all-American dream family, you know, and it just crumble like 100%. And then I have to go through a messy divorce, and I'm co-parenting with my kids, and I don't want to deal with that. But I've seen some of the happiest relationships.
Yeah, I don't want a baby daddy either. I want to be with someone's only wife and mother of their child or children.
There's nothing more pure to be like, you know, first time parents with somebody.
And feel that experience for the first time. Like both of you don't have kids, both of you never been married. Yeah.
Like don't have that baggage from somebody else. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having kids. Like
no, there's nothing wrong with it, but
there's nothing wrong with that. But since
you know, like,
but since I'm 28, like I feel like I have the right to be picky with who I want to be with next, because I don't have that baggage. I don't have kids. I don't have any like.
And you don't want that.
You know, like I come with no baggage right now, regardless of what I'm gonna do next. Like I don't have any anybody to answer to at this point. Like unless I'm calling my mom and my dad to say, hey, what's up? Like nobody to answer to.
And you don't want someone like that either.
And if I am going to let somebody into this like safe haven that I have created for myself, like I need to be comfortable with them, and I need that security to take it to that next step.
100%.
To know that they're not gonna be like, I'm not inviting a fucking atomic bomb into my life.
I have the choice to be picky at this point.
You do have the choice. Again, there's nothing like you said, there's nothing wrong with people being a baby mama or a baby daddy. No, she's been using her hands like
I don't even notice it. I'm sorry.
Like far away. I really love that. I really love that. Anyways. Definitely agree with that. I 100% agree with both your answers. When it comes to relationships, that's what we need to look forward to. These are the things we need to work on, and we really do know what to do in our next relationship, so that's good. So I want to really end this on a good note. I want to end this on a good subject. I want to end it on friendships, because like that's what life is like all about. So we talked about boundaries in relationships, but let's talk about really quick friendships, because I feel like we give more leniency to our friends than men. I feel like we can say all this stuff about men, but we're so quick to cut off a guy in our life or a girl in our lives, but are we really quick to cut off our friends like that? And I feel like no, I feel like we don't do that, because like I said again in my last episode, our friends like are supposed to be forever. You know, you expect to build a friendship with someone and for them to be in your lives for a long time and experience things with them. And you're supposed to go through these seasons with them and just like grow into different people. And sometimes you go grow apart, which is fine. But you know, there's certain people you do expect to be in your life. So I feel like, what do you guys look for in a friend? Like, what qualities does a friend need to have to you? Man or woman? Like, because again, what we talked about, there's really not a lot of genuine people in Miami, so it's hard to make friends. And I feel like at this age, we don't really make any like new friends, or we can call people like really close.
It's rare.
It's really rare. But when we do look for someone, or we meet someone and we go out, like what do we look for in a friend? So let's touch on that.
I would probably have to go with similar aspects of what I would look for in like a romantic relationship, with respect and trust. Loyalty, that like 100%. When you find that ride or die, it doesn't matter what has happened. Like, you get a text, you get a call, or like you're with each other, you got each other's back no matter what.
Oof.
No matter what happened, like
Oof.
that is something that you don't find too often, and that's irreplaceable. You know,
Irreplaceable.
you're not gonna find so many people in your life that you can really call on, that count on like that.
You really find out who your friends are when you're going through a traumatic experience. Like
Rachel calls me and it's like, hey, grab the shovel. I'm gonna grab the tarp. I'm on my way.
So now we're committing murders. Gotcha. Okay.
But you know,
We'll cut that off.
And we're hiding bodies now. Okay. But that is a good thing to say, because I do look for the same qualities in a friendship like I look in a romantic relationship as well. Obviously, it's different. I'm not looking like intimately with my friend, but same characteristics. I agree. Like trust, loyalty, respect. But again, I feel like we're way more lenient with our friends when we're making new friends. Like we give, I feel like, our friends way more chances. So really good. What do you look for in a friend? And are you the type of person to give your friends way more chances for sure if they fuck up? Are you the type to cut off your friend when she fucks up? Or are you the type of person that you give chances and you're just like, okay, like this is the person I want in my life, so we're gonna have to make it work?
Can I cut in real fast?
Yeah, you can cut in.
Just real fast. I would say that me and Rachel, mind you, I still want to hear what you have to say, but me and Rachel are very patient people, and we can take a lot.
Okay.
But do not get that twisted. We accept mistakes and like innocent things, and like, okay, I understand, like people are people. When you start acting out of pocket, this is not going to be like a repetitive thing. You
100%.
do that once or twice, that's done. Like,
yeah,
you gotta go, because you're acting funny, you're acting weird, you're messing with our peace, our happiness. We don't like our energy messed with. When you start like going up and down, and you're bringing like chaos to my life, you're done.
So you guys are, when it comes to friendships, you compare it to romantic relationships. Very similar, like the qualities you have. Like it's like if you're not,
standards are high.
Yeah, if you're not uplifting me, if you're bringing me chaos, not peace, like you gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit of chaos is fun sometimes, but
The right kind.
Yeah, you know, like we like to have
I like that.
have a good time.
I agree.
But you know, like me personally, I've gone through some friendships, and I've also ended some friendships that I thought were probably gonna last me a lifetime. And it's not just one in particular. There's been a couple throughout, like, you know, the years, and no bad blood between us now. Like whatever, we've all gone our separate ways. I hope the best for everybody. But me personally, like I'll sweep some things under the rug. Like I'll let some things slide. But like for me personally, if like I'm a family person, so. If you're my like, I'm not talking about like we could go out, we're friends. Like if you're my friend, I'm gonna introduce you to my family.
Of course.
You're gonna be included. Growing up, my house, like the door was always open. Anybody could always come over. You something's going on, come over, we got you. Don't worry about it. Sleep on the couch, sleep in my bed. Like you got it. Don't worry. Do whatever.
Mama Kathy saved me.
But when you take it to the point where you feel comfortable enough to disrespect my family, that's where you've crossed the line with me.
Yeah.
And I brought people close to me to that point, and in my opinion, they took advantage of how close I brought them in. And I had to, not just for respecting myself, but the respect for my family.
Of course.
I've had to, you know, cut ties and say this is where that ends.
Yeah,
you're not gonna treat us like this anymore.
Respect your friends, respecting who you are, your space. Like if I'm helping you out, like you need to respect. Space. Yeah, you need to like understand what am I doing, and not that I'm like trying to throw you back in your face, but you understand what I've done for you, and also respect me, and like don't take advantage of my help.
And I don't want to sit here and name. I did this for you. I did that for you.
No, I don't do that.
You know,
it's not a tit for tat. But you need to understand
behind it.
Then when it comes to certain things, like, you know, disrespecting somebody like my parents that are so close to me to the point where to make them emotional, that's not okay with me.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know, like, and that's where when my family, like my parents or my sisters, have to come to me and be like, we're not comfortable with this, like what's going on in the situation, like what's going, like that's where I need to take a step back and be like, is this person really genuinely my friend, or taking advantage of the situation? Because we like not just me, but like even my parents. Like my parents are very giving people. They're ready to take care of anybody who comes into their path. So if you're gonna take advantage of that, like I have to be the one to put my foot down because my parents are such nice people that they're not gonna take it to that extent. So I have to be, I guess, a mean person in that situation. Not necessarily mean, but like the assertive
No, you're not
person,
mean.
like putting my foot down.
You're literally setting a boundary with your friends, like.
And if you can't respect that, then I don't need you to be in my life or my family.
Of course, no.
And if you're gonna be my friend, my family is a big part of that.
Of course, no.
The only other thing that I would add on top of that, because family is huge. Like you disrespect my family, that's
you're over. Yeah,
it's like
over.
immediate.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Yes, I agree. Especially as a friend.
Putting your hands on your friends is not okay.
Oh my god.
That should not happen.
Oh
We're not men.
That
like,
is not okay.
This is not like a boys' fight. Like
it's not okay.
Especially
it's not
females,
okay.
like
Especially
that is
females.
completely different.
Because
you do not put your hands on your friends. That is completely out of pocket. I don't know why people think that's okay, and to think that like we're gonna be able to mend the relationship the same way. Maybe
we can be civil. You know.
One out of the blue moon, it might be like okay, like we were both tripping, like.
Yeah,
whatever.
there's one thing to be like you're both tripping and like you say some shit,
9 times
but like
out of 10
actually
now,
fighting your friend,
that's insane. Like,
it's insane to me. I agree. I've never had a physical or like fight with my friends, but I've definitely had arguments with like 2 friends and like they've said some shit like as if like they were gonna fight and like obviously
like the people wanna violate you.
Yeah.
And you're like.
Nah, and
How our relationship was like.
Yeah, how do you even get to this point?
You just call me up.
Yeah.
And hanging out with our families and stuff. Like, why are you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a completely
I'm
different
supposed
person.
to feel comfortable coming to you with my insecurities and stuff, and then when we get into one little tip and tie, you're gonna throw that all in my face. Like that, you're not a true friend.
Exactly.
Like from the get, you were like there was always something brewing.
There was something brewing.
Exactly.
There was something like an underlying issue.
Yeah.
Damn, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. Because like I said, I had a friend like that too, and like we're actually cool now. We're really good, but you don't forget shit like that. You don't. But
no, of course not.
If
You
people
can look past it.
If people
can
change,
forgive, but you don't forget.
You don't forget.
Yeah.
But if people have shown you that they have changed, then you do give them the benefit of the doubt. But I agree. You do always have that in the back of your hand because like that's not how like I was raised.
And there's nothing wrong with you separating and like you all growing and like doing your own thing in your own lives. Like I wish the best to everybody that has been in my past and
But
I
you
have
just
cut
like
ties
me.
with. But like at the end of the day, that wasn't beneficial for me at that point in time.
Yeah, 100%. Like you just ain't for me, and it's like
Still want you to eat, just not
at my table.
Period.
Period.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers. And saying cheers to that, let's end on a good. So we really look at friendships like we look at romantic relationships, and that's the type of friendships we like. And really quick, let's jump into like our little friendship before like we end on this. We actually met at work. Rachel and I met at work. My last job, I used to work at a restaurant. We worked at a restaurant, and it was the opening of a new restaurant, so we were in training. Rachel came in, and she literally was wearing a green skirt, and I was wearing a green skirt with a white top, and she was wearing a white top with heels.
And we both had
clear heels. Let me tell you,
wearing the same thing.
this was professional attire. They told us to like wear professional attire for the
And
training.
we were the only ones in heels.
And we were the only ones in heels. And we were the only ones in a white cute top and a green skirt. And her hair was like slick. I think my hair was down and her hair was like slick back or down. I don't know. I don't remember. It was half up or down. But like we looked at each other and like we literally immediately were like, we're gonna be friends. What's your position at work? This job? A drinker? And I'm like, me too.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, we like literally became friends so quickly. I think we hit it off so quickly. We were already like planning to like hang out already. It was crazy. That was really dope. And there was no one else I really hit it off like that. Because like I said, like girls are fucking weird, so I don't know. But she was the only one I really hit it off like that. And you just like know when you like know about a person, you just really know. Energy's really real. It's huge. And like we hit it off so quick, and it wasn't what I loved about it. It wasn't forced. It wasn't like it was so organic, and we didn't just become coworkers. Like we became actual friends. Like we hang out after work, before work. I would pick her up to go to work, and then we were actually hanging out on our off days, off work. Like, cause people be hanging out at work, but when you're off days, you really want to just be alone. But like when you hang out with that person on your off days, that's how you know. It's like,
That's
damn,
how
I
you
really
know
want
it's past, like,
I
we're
really want to
friends,
see
we're
this
friends.
person. Yeah, you're past friends. And now that I don't work at a restaurant anymore, obviously we don't see each other as much, but we really do make it work. And that's how you know. Like I think with friendships, like it really has to be reciprocated. There really has to be effort. And then obviously, like, I met Alyssa through Rachel, and like me and her just hit it off like real quick. And we just had actually a really good time the other night together. We went out, and like our bond like reconnected for real because we had such a good time, and like it was just organic. It was out of nowhere. She like, hit me up, and I like was like, I'm really down. Like,
I'll secret.
Yeah, we made it a secret. I was like, I'm on my way. Like, I'm not doing anything today. And it was so much fun. It was so good. Like, we had a really genuinely good time.
I had a great time. Honestly.
No, I had a great time, and
I did until the next day.
we ain't gonna talk about it. This girl, I even texted Rachel, and she like didn't even answer me. She was like, no, like I have
Everybody was done.
We were done, and we actually reconnected.
Serotonin levels were definitely down.
On an all-time low. No, on an all-10 low, but it was when I got home, I was like, dude, I need like.
I was zoned out the whole time.
I was like, something's wrong with my brain right now. Like,
I was broken.
My brain, I was broken. I was hurt. We definitely like reconnected. It was such a good time, and it was perfect timing to do this episode because we've been talking about it. And damn, we covered so many topics. I really hope everyone enjoyed this. If you really did like this episode, please subscribe. Drop your comments. Please
comment, like, subscribe.
Comment, like, subscribe. I'll definitely add my girls' info in the bio. If you want to hear more of them, we're definitely gonna have more episodes because I'm gonna be around forever.
We got plenty more tea.
We got plenty more tea to spill.
Excited.
We have plenty more tea, so I'm really excited for you guys to hear from them. I hope you guys love this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed. So let's close out with a cheers. Rachel's famous cheers.
All right, ready?
Okay, what's...
So bigger checks, better sex, and always being hotter than our fucking ex.
Yeah, that's a wrap. See ya.